Supply Management and Logistics, Principles of Supply Chain Management, Chapters 4 and 9. We start a discussion with strategic sourcing for successful supply chain management. The goal is to understand the difference between purchasing and strategic sourcing. We will discuss green sourcing, vendor-managed inventory, just-in-time to insourcing, co-sourcing, and co-managed inventories. You will also understand supplier performance criteria, reverse auctions, partnerships, and the impact on the entire supply chain. Sourcing covers all of the firm's activities to manage external resources. Strategic sourcing extends beyond sourcing to ensure alignment with long-term goals and strategies. The benefits of strategic sourcing include reduced cost and response times, improved quality, and increased customer focus. Innovation and reduced time to market are also benefits. Your sourcing strategy will vary based upon the type of products delivered. Functional products are commodities with low margins, while innovative products have variable demand, high margins, and less competition. The process for sourcing strategies is shown here. First, the suppliers are classified, goals are defined, and the supplier capabilities are evaluated against the stated goals. Improvement plans are defined and implemented. Once completed, progress is controlled and adjusted as necessary. This flowchart shows the steps. Note that old methods of pressuring suppliers for improvement do not work in a partnership environment. Supply-based rationalization reduces the total number of suppliers to be able to focus on key partners. The benefits are listed here. Obviously, with fewer suppliers, it's easier to supply the effort necessary for these relationships to be successful. With key suppliers, cost, while important, is not the only criteria. Standardized scorecards are used to judge suppliers on several factors. Channel equity exists when channel partnerships provide value for all members of the supply chain channel. Supplier certification using programs like ISO 9000 provide an industry standard method of evaluation. These programs include quality programs including different standardized methods. Acceptance sampling specifies how many products from a production run are tested, while statistical process control is used to analyze the testing data to see if negative trends exist. Companies that make environmentally sound decisions are practicing green sourcing. Part of this method is sustainability, that the process will continue to be successful over time. Here are process steps necessary to establish green sourcing. Goals are established with full management support in alignment with the company's mission and strategy. Initial opportunities are identified, employees are trained, and metrics are defined to determine whether progress is being made toward the goals. Suppliers are selected that are in alignment with green goals. Finally, the plan expands from the initial products across the corporation. Policies are put into place to ensure sustainability of the program. Outsourcing is selected by companies so that they may focus on their core competencies, take advantage of external technologies, and cut staffing. The company may also reduce issues and improve flexibility. Risks of outsourcing include loss of control and increased reliance on suppliers, even to the point of training a supplier to be a competitor. Insourcing is the opposite of outsourcing. With insourcing, the company takes on activity formerly completed by an external supplier. Co-sourcing is a partnership approach where the company and supplier share responsibility. Both retain capability with increased flexibility for both. With early supplier involvement, key suppliers participate in the new product development process to enhance design for manufacturability. Representatives from both companies will work together on a product design that meets customer needs while being in alignment with the manufacturing processes of the supplier. Value engineering is used to improve company processes in general with the goal of improved quality, reduced cost, and reduced time to market. Another supplier partnership opportunity exists with vendor-managed inventory. In this case, the supplier manages the company's inventory. It is up to the supplier to make sure that the right items in the right quantities are available in the company's facility as needed. Typically, the inventory is located at the company site but belongs to the supplier until pulled from stock by the company. The benefits to both sides are shown here. Other supplier partnership methods include co-managed inventory, where the supplier's employees work at the company's site, completing their work on demand. The next step is to have inventory management staff from the supplier working directly with the company and involved with planning and forecasting. As with many modern methods, the ready exchange of data in both directions is needed for fast, accurate results. Electronic data interchange, or EDI, facilitates the flow of data. Alliance development is the next step in supplier partnership. The company and supplier work together on a common strategy and jointly develop key capabilities and new technologies. The alliance may extend to the next level, suppliers of suppliers. With modern supplier relationships, contract negotiations have evolved from the traditional adversarial method. This is also known as distributive negotiations. Now both sides work together to maximize the net result for both. This is a win-win. Here are the typical steps to complete a strategic alliance agreement. We start by understanding the needs of both sides and look for common solutions. Then we quantify the specifics of the agreement, including metrics and solutions. We establish the negotiation framework and define in advance the process for providing feedback to improve future negotiations. E-Procurement uses the latest technology to automate the purchasing process. Accuracy, speed, and cost are the benefits. The goal is to automate the process so that buyers can focus on A commodities while letting the systems manage lower priority items. Reverse auctions are an online forum where suppliers bid on work. This is used for commodities where price is a determining factor and partnership is not valued. Supplier performance can be rewarded positively or negatively. Negative rewards include billing suppliers for any negative impact due to poor quality. Positive rewards include bonuses for meeting stretch goals or through profit sharing. Rewards may also include shared training, recognition, and extended contracts. The fastest way to learn is by sharing the experiences of others. Benchmarking is often used to identify best practices in the industry. While competitors may not share data, non-competing companies with similar processes are great sources of knowledge. Professional societies and academic resources often provide valuable information as well. Next, we will discuss domestic U.S. and international logistics. At the end of this section, you will learn about logistics, modes of transportation, and the impact logistics has on the supply chain. We will consider the global nature of business, along with the impact of transportation, warehousing, and material handling. We will also discuss outsourced logistics, reverse logistics, and the connection with e-commerce. Logistics is responsible for moving goods through the supply chain from the earliest suppliers to the ultimate customer. Products are of no value unless they can be delivered to the hands of the customer. The goal is on-time delivery at the desired location. Logistics manages the flow of goods, services, and information from origin to consumption while meeting or exceeding customer expectations. The goal of transportation is to provide value by providing a cost-effective service that satisfies customer expectations. Multiple modes of transportation exist. Trucks are the most common method, with LTL, TL, and general carriers moving the most product. Specialized carriers provide custom equipment to move liquids, building materials, and other items that don't fit the standard transportation model. Rail transportation has the advantage over long distance and when shipping bulky items. Rail can be slow and inflexible. Intermodal transportation has increased with trailer on flat car service. Other issues include tracking and aging infrastructure also exist. Air transport is the fastest and most flexible, but is very expensive. This method is best for light items of high value traveling long distance. In addition, air freight is often part of an intermodal chain since many areas do not have direct airport access. Water transportation is the least expensive, but is slow and inflexible. It is often used for low-value materials where waterway access is available. Again, this mode is paired with other methods as part of an intermodal chain of transportation. Supertankers fall into this category. Finally, pipelines are effective methods of transportation for a limited variety of liquids and gases. Intermodal transportation combines multiple modes of transportation. For example, a vehicle built in a factory may travel by truck to a port, be loaded onto ships, travel to another port, be offloaded to a truck to travel to its final destination. Truckloads of product often travel as containers from truck to ship and back to truck. Trucks may also be driven directly onto special ferries for shorter distances. Different transportation pricing models exist. With cost of service pricing, the carrier passes along their costs to the customer with a negotiated profit level. This is similar to cost plus service negotiated rates. Market pricing drives value of service pricing. Customer sales often include transportation FOB charges. Different transportation rates exist to address different situations, including exceptions, commodities, and other rates. Warehousing generally stores needed work in progress and finished goods inventory. In addition, warehouses can perform break bulk, assessment, and light assembly as part of postponement. Cross-docking occurs when material is received, repackaged, and shipped without intermediate storage. Cross-docking is common with distribution centers. Consolidation warehouses take smaller shipments and combine them into larger quantities for reduced transportation cost. Private warehouses are justified when a single organization has larger quantities of inventory or may need special handling or security measures. Public warehouses provide a service to multiple organizations. Economies of scale are possible, especially when dealing with smaller quantities or variable quantities of inventory. This is also a flexible approach and allows the sourcing company to focus on core competencies that may not include warehousing. The downside is a loss of control. Service varies with the number of warehouse locations deployed. More warehouses mean more cost, but enhanced service since warehouses will be closer to the average customer. Risk pooling is a concept that multiple warehouses can share a risk. A structure fire will not take out more than one warehouse, leaving others to provide needed services. 3 popular warehouse strategies are shown here. The first places warehouses near customers to maximize responsiveness, while the second places warehouses near production. The intermediate approach mixes the 2 strategies. Some experts suggest a transportation-focused cost model, while others suggest the all-in cost be considered, since an optimized supply chain will maximize profits. The lowest cost transportation approach may not be the best overall solution. Just-in-time material processes often call for specialized warehouse services. These include top quality, reduced lot sizes, faster response, and dependence upon cross-docking and automation. Outsourcing logistics to a third party comes in multiple forms. This approach is common with small businesses where economies of scale may be realized. This is also common with international logistics. 3PL and 4PL partners provide logistics services, with 4PL companies partnering at a higher level to manage the entire supply chain in alignment with company strategies. Added strategies include green logistics to reduce carbon emissions, a key issue with transportation. Supply-based reduction is also used to consolidate the number of carriers used in anticipation of lower costs and better service. Firms use a weighted factor analysis similar to what is used in many business decisions. Key factors are identified and prioritized. Different alternatives are scored with the weighted sum pointing at the best selection. Alternatives include freight forwarders, brokers, and intermodal companies. Different software applications specialize in optimizing transportation, warehousing, and product returns. These may use specialized applications or be modules within larger ERP solutions like SAP or Oracle. Like other operations elements, logistics benefit from the use of e-commerce. Electronic invoicing, along with transportation visibility, enables modern logistics to act globally with speed. Execution would be delayed if traditional manual methods were used. International transportation adds complexity where security is concerned. Criminal and terrorist activities pose a greater risk, especially with the speed and automation of transportation. Various governments restrict movement of some materials or require audits prior to acceptance. With the complexity of international material movement, specialists may be used to assist. Customs brokers facilitate movement through customs, while freight forwarders move goods through the process to their final destination. Trading companies bring international buyers and sellers together for commerce purposes. Foreign trade zones are controlled areas where material may enter the United States from another country. Value-added services may be included prior to shipment to another country without legally entering the United States. The North America Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, facilitates trade between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Reverse logistics addresses the flow of goods up the supply chain from customers. This comes in the form of customer returns and recalls. While not part of the primary mission of the company, reverse logistics is important since it can account for up to 40% of sales. Effective reuse of returned goods can reduce business costs and reduce the environmental impact of the company.